I say they didn't do nothing different. They started off the game hot, and I feel like we just need to. I feel like everything's just on us. We got to take the defensive side more, like take more pride in the defensive side, and just get back in practice and just work on what we can work on. We got to control what we can control.
And I feel like coming out the gate, they came out a lot stronger than we did. And then when they was making their runs, we kind of sat back and let it get to us. I mean, we should have just came in together as a whole and then just being better.
You guys struggled with the three-point shot tonight. What was the issue? What happened?
I think we got good looks off. I think all of our three-point shooters had good looks off, but like Riley, we got to get him more looks. I mean, he went 1 for 1, and he's one of our three-point shooters, so we have to get him more looks. But I feel like everybody has some good looks, and we just didn't knock them down tonight. But they're going to fall eventually. You just got to keep trusting the process.
How does a game like this help for the chemistry and development of your guys' team? Obviously, first defeat you guys have faced, but everybody's still relatively new, getting used to each other 3 games into the season.
You got it.
You got it.
Okay. I'd say even like in the positive that we lost, I know everybody's disappointed that we lost, but I mean, this is a new group. We got 7, 8 new guys in the locker room, so I feel like every game, because you can just keep practicing, but I feel like throughout the games is where we have to keep getting better. And I mean, this is one of the hardest teams we're probably going to play all year, and they're top 50. I mean, they're well coached, and they like Coach said, they exposed us on some things that we were lacking, and like I said, they're well coached, so they attack those things.
You talked about some of the things that you got exposed to even. Do you think physicality might be one of those things as well?
Yes, indeed. Well, I mean, you got it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely exposed us a lot, just on little small things too.
Yeah, I said we're a team that likes to help fire a lot, but they exposed us to where they lifted us out the corner, so we couldn't help the post a lot. And I feel like we just got to be stronger, more disciplined, and know when our slip point is behind, and they were just exposing us on that.
Games like this always prepare you for conference play down the road. Is there any positive you can take from something like this?
I'll say I take positive because, I mean, from future reference, playing in conference games, I mean, those games get gritty and hard to win. And we just, like I said, we got to take more pride in the defensive area because, I mean, the offense will come. And I always say this, wherever I'm at, we'll live with winning games in the 50s as long as we take pride on the defensive side. So.
You get to go on the road, you say this is a new team. How much do you think this trip might actually help this team come together, both offensively and defensively? Because tonight you only shared the ball 10 times on 24, and I know that's one thing Coach Bridges. How much do you think this trip will help you get ready?
I think the same. We just got to get back. I don't know if the trip will help us much, but I just think it looks different when we pass the ball, regardless, trip or not. When we share the ball and have 20 assists a game, it looks different than having one assist at halftime, and it looks like we're all just stagnant and we're just watching the person with the ball. But once we get the ball moving around, we're a different team, and we can score 100 points if we move the ball. So
what I mean by gelling is it's going to be you versus everybody. You don't want to have the home crowd behind you. How that will have to make you come together, won't it?
Yes, I feel. I think just like you said, those tournaments are low crowd, low environment, so we have to create our own energy, and it starts with the bench. I noticed today a lot of the times our bench sunk in and we weren't even talking, or the guys were out there just fighting for their lives. So I mean, we just got to come as one, and the bench has to be bring talk. The guys on the court, the coaches, everything. We have to be as one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a disappointing loss. When you look at it, that's a really good team. It's a really well-coached team, and it's a really old team. It's a really veteran team, and I think that for us, it was a team that at times kind of exposed us a little bit. Just with we're still trying to kind of figure out how to play and what's the best position to put our players in, and that's on me trying to figure out what is the best, not just rotations, but how are we trying to play offense? We really struggled in the first half, only had 28 points, and give CSU credit for that as well. But I think at the end of the day, if we would have played a little bit cleaner game, 9 for 18 from the free throw line, 7 for 27 from 3, I really believe we can shoot it. And, you don't have to go 18 for 27 from 3, but you probably need to go about 11 for 27, 12 for 27, something like that to have a better chance at it. So, I'm disappointed, but certainly not discouraged.
Questions? Well, Coach, you just mentioned the 3-point shots, and I was falling 7 to 27. How do you fix that going forward?
Well, I think it's two things. It's one: are the right guys taking the shots? 2, are they taking the right types of shots? Like every 3 is not the same type of 3, and so I think that's the thing. I thought in the first half we settled, for kind of one-on-one pull up, step back 3s, things like that. Those are hard shots, and so we got to look at that, and we got to look at kind of what type of shots are we taking. I think we can get better at that very quickly, but just kind of staring at the stat sheet here a little bit. Some guys had some uncharacteristically, low shooting nights, and I think that, if those guys start shooting the way they're capable of, totally different story, and we'll get there.
Coach, Colorado State, you mentioned a veteran group with a lot of grad transfers. You guys still 3 games in to finding a rotation with 5, 6 new guys. How do you think that played out here tonight?
Just like that. I think just like that. You look at, obviously, and they have some new guys too, so, it's certainly no excuse. But, when you got Isaiah Stevens, he can fix a lot of problems. And he's playing not just tonight, but his first 3 games, he's playing at an extremely high level. He had 14 assists in his last game against a very good Wright State team. I think he's second in the country in assists, so you got to kind of pick your poison with him. I thought for the most part, we did a good job on him. A couple 3s early on where we were there, but he didn't really feel us. Those are the ones you have to try to eliminate a little bit. But, yeah, they're a little bit of a new team too, but I do think they're really old and really experienced. And Coach Medved's put them in very good spots to be successful, and they're just a little bit further along knowing what they want to do. So I think that's a big thing.
Talk about the maturation process of your team. What did you learn about your team tonight going forward? Because this is like the litmus test. This is the first true test, which is good. As a former head coach, I like these type of games because it gives you the barometer and let guys know when they see film what they need to work out, whether it's on the bench, attitude, anything like that. What did you learn about your team tonight?
Well, I think our preparation going into the game was really good, and so I think that was a sign of our maturity. That once you know who you're playing, going all the way back to Friday, I thought our detail was really good. I thought our guys were prepared, and I thought they really took this serious. But then it's like, whatever it's Tyson or someone said, everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face, and we got punched in the face a couple times tonight. And so, for us, now it's, do you have the losing cloud over your head? You can be disappointed, but you can't be discouraged. We got a game in 4 days against a really good New Mexico State team. So it's like, this isn't football where it's like, hey, look, you got 7 days to play Saturday again. This is boom, boom, boom. We got 3 games in the next 8 days because we have 2 games in a row in Cancun. So what you got to do, and they'll all be against good opponents. You got to learn quickly. You got to learn quickly, and you also have to forget quickly. There's going to be some mistakes made, starting with me, but you learn it and then you move on. And so I think maturity-wise, we'll find out, and I think that we'll be fine in that world. But I think this is the first time that we felt some real pressure, and we did some good things. We did some bad things. Now we just got to move on from there. Good question.
How does a game like this prepare you for conference play? I know it's only November, but something like this can help you guys when conference play starts.
I think it's the best thing for us. I think one of the last things on the board I said begin with the end in mind, and the end of it is at our level is we're trying to win a championship, and the only way to go dancing is to win 3 games in March. You could win this game by 20, and the whole world thinks you're the greatest team ever. And you lose in the first round of the Big Sky tournament, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Now, winning and losing matters. So I get that. But if we can take these lessons and keep building from it, the goal right now is, like I told the guys before, to be able to play a top 50, top 60 team November 14th, whether it's home, road, that doesn't really matter. But to just, be put through the pressure grinder, Stevens Mountain West preseason player of the year, to be able to play that type of talent, in that system, it will do nothing but help us as we move on.
Coach, looking at Jelen, I noticed Connor Creech and a couple other guys diving on the floor when you're down 15 late in the second half. Yeah. Is that part of the maturity process that you've been talking to these guys in the offseason?
Yeah, and that's just the expectation. That's just what it is. You know, if you're going to be out there, you know, you better make winning plays. I show as much film with 2 minutes left in the game, and maybe we're up against Colorado College 30. I'm still going to show a clip, whether it's good or bad. You know, it doesn't matter the score. The whole goal is to win the possession. And so those habits carry over. And Connor's he's a perfect example of that. That dude's going to play hard, you know, no matter the time. So if we just keep building off that stuff, we'll be fine.
How does that help the rest of the team maybe keep that mindset, especially some of the young guys that haven't played?
Oh yeah, I just think you try to do it by teaching, by film, by encouraging, by when guys aren't at that standard, by calling it out, all that different stuff. But I think for us, when you look at our team, I do think we're going to have a team with a bunch of winning, a bunch of toughness. We just got to keep working on that.
Any more questions?
I got one more. You talk about the physicality of tonight's game, and a guy like Brock was able to kind of rise to that challenge. You face some experienced players, physical guys. What do you think about his game that you like?
I think Brock's a really good player. Now, with that being said, Brock knows this too. Brock's probably more disappointed than anybody. It's 4-minute war. We're out playing it to start the game. We're up like 9-5. Brock's calling for a sub, and that's what we want. Hey, we'll get you out. Theo comes in. It's perfect. But I can't just stop the game. We got to keep playing. And Brock got really tired in that one stretch, and not just him, but as part of it in transition, we gave up a layup, which is like one of the biggest things against Colorado State. They play with the 22nd fastest tempo in the country. So you got to fight that tempo. So I think for Brock, he's going to be really good. It's just he finishes, he does all this stuff. But what I know that he'll probably be upset about when he looks at the box score, he only had 1 rebound tonight, in 26 minutes. And so he'll look at that, and then we'll watch the film and say, okay, whether it's getting 50-50 on offense or whatever it is, how can he improve upon that? Because I think Brock's going to be a really good rebounder for us. But in terms of his toughness, his winning, his talent, he's going to be really good. I really believe in him, and he's just getting better and better. He's proven that he's going to be a great player. Good question.